Cambodia and Thailand, two neighboring countries in Southeast Asia, have been entangled in a long-standing and often tense border dispute that has shaped their relationship for generations. The border region, stretching across hundreds of kilometers, is not just a line on a map. It's a living, breathing area where history, culture, and daily life intersect. This conflict is deeply rooted in national pride, historical grievances, and the desire to control valuable land and resources. For both nations, the border is more than a physical boundary. It represents sovereignty, identity, and the legacy of their ancestors. The origins of the dispute date back to the colonial era, when foreign powers drew borders with little regard for local realities. These arbitrary lines have fueled tension and mistrust for over a century, leaving a legacy that continues to affect both countries today. Historical grievances often simmer beneath the surface, sometimes erupting into open conflict. Even in times of peace, the threat of violence lingers, casting a shadow over the lives of those who call the border region home. Soldiers from both sides have faced off across disputed territories, creating an atmosphere of fear and uncertainty for local residents. Families living near the border must navigate daily life under the watchful eyes of armed patrols, never knowing when tensions might flare. The conflict involves two key members of the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, or ASEAN, drawing the attention of regional and international observers. The stakes are high, as instability here could ripple across Southeast Asia. At the heart of the dispute are ancient temples, such as the Preah Vihear, which both Cambodia and Thailand claim as part of their cultural heritage. These sacred sites are not only architectural marvels, but also powerful symbols of national identity and pride. For local communities, these temples are places of worship and tradition, making the conflict deeply personal and emotional. The struggle over these sites is about more than territory. It's about history, faith, and belonging. Losing control of these revered monuments is seen by many as a national humiliation, fueling passionate protests and stirring strong feelings of nationalism on both sides of the border. Politicians in both countries have often used the border issue to rally support and distract from domestic challenges, making compromise even more difficult. The dispute becomes a tool for political gain, further complicating efforts to find a lasting solution. Meanwhile, ordinary people living in the border region must endure the cycle of tension and calm. Their daily routines are shaped by uncertainty, as they try to maintain normalcy amid the presence of soldiers and the ever-present risk of conflict. The situation remains a dangerous flashpoint, with even minor incidents having the potential to escalate rapidly. Both sides remain on high alert, knowing that a single misstep could trigger a new crisis. The international community, including the United Nations and ASEAN, continues to urge both countries to seek a peaceful resolution. Yet, despite numerous talks and interventions, a lasting agreement remains elusive, and the world watches anxiously. The dispute is a complex mix of history, politics, and nationalism, with each layer adding to the challenge of finding common ground. The past and present are intertwined, making the path to peace even more complicated. Compromise is difficult, as leaders on both sides face intense domestic pressures and the fear of appearing weak. The risk of political backlash makes bold moves toward peace a daunting prospect. Ultimately, resolving this conflict is crucial not only for Cambodia and Thailand, but for the stability and prosperity of the entire Southeast Asian region. The hope remains that dialogue and diplomacy will one day prevail, bringing lasting peace to the border and its people. The Preah Vihear Temple, an ancient Hindu sanctuary, stands as the most famous and emotionally charged point of contention between Cambodia and Thailand. For decades, this sacred site has been at the heart of a bitter territorial dispute, symbolizing not just history, but national pride for both countries. In 1962, the International Court of Justice ruled that the temple itself belonged to Cambodia, a decision that was supposed to settle the matter. However, the court left the ownership of the surrounding land ambiguous, creating a gray area that would fuel future conflict and uncertainty for generations. While Thailand accepted the temple ruling, it fiercely disputed the border area, arguing that the land around the temple rightfully belonged to them. Tensions escalated dramatically in 2008, when Cambodia successfully listed the temple as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, a move seen as a diplomatic victory. This decision infuriated many in Thailand, sparking protests and leading to a rapid military buildup on both sides of the border. From 2008 to 2011, the border region transformed into a battlefield, with frequent clashes and exchanges of gunfire between the two armies. Soldiers dug trenches and fortified positions, while fierce clashes erupted, forcing thousands of civilians to flee their homes and turning villages into ghost towns. The temple, once a peaceful destination for tourists and pilgrims, was transformed into a heavily fortified, militarized zone, echoing with the sounds of conflict. The ongoing conflict highlighted the deep-seated national rivalry and historical grievances that continue to divide the two nations. The unresolved issue remains a ticking time bomb, with landmines and military patrols serving as constant reminders of the fragile peace. The international community, including the United Nations and ASEAN, watches closely, urging both sides to find a peaceful solution and prevent further bloodshed. Resolving this dispute is not just about a temple or a border, it is vital for the stability and prosperity of the entire Southeast Asian region, and for the hope of lasting peace. Initially, Cambodia's military was at a disadvantage. The Royal Thai Army was better equipped and trained. Cambodia relied on older Soviet-era weapons, limiting their strategic options. Thai artillery could strike from a distance, creating a psychological impact. Cambodia sought to upgrade its military, turning to China for support. The relationship with Western powers was complicated by human rights concerns. China, eager to expand its influence, became Cambodia's military patron. This partnership aimed to level the playing field. Cambodia's search for a powerful ally led them to China. The stage was set for a shift in military dynamics. As the conflict intensified, China played a dual role. Publicly, it called for peace and restraint from both sides. Behind the scenes, China prepared to send weapons to Cambodia. This two-faced approach masked China's true strategic interests. Supporting Cambodia aligned with China's regional goals. The arms shipment altered the military balance without open confrontation. China aimed to strengthen Cambodia while maintaining regional harmony. The strategy highlighted China's pragmatic foreign policy. By arming Cambodia, China pressured Thailand indirectly. The move signaled the benefits of aligning with Beijing. The conflict was about more than a border dispute. It reshaped the region. China's weapons shipment was a game-changer for Cambodia. It included advanced rocket launchers and artillery shells. The new systems allowed Cambodia to strike from a distance. The weapons were delivered discreetly and integrated quickly. Cambodia's military gained mobility and firepower. The psychological impact on Thai troops was significant. Cambodia was no longer the weaker side in artillery duels. The balance of power on the border shifted dramatically. Cambodia's new capability boosted morale and confidence. The stage was set for a major test of this new strength. The arrival of Chinese-made weapons dramatically shifted the balance of power along the Southeast Asian border. These advanced artillery systems, delivered in large numbers, quickly became a game-changer for the region's military landscape. Where once the border was defined by tense standoffs and limited firepower, the introduction of these new weapons brought a sense of unpredictability and heightened tension to every encounter. Cambodia's acquisition of modern rocket launchers meant their forces could now match, and in some cases even exceed, the range and destructive capability of Thai artillery. This technological leap allowed Cambodia to project power much deeper into contested areas than ever before. In response, Thai forces were forced to rethink their strategies. They adopted more cautious tactics, reinforcing defensive positions and increasing patrols, always wary of the new threat posed by Cambodia's enhanced arsenal. With these new capabilities, Cambodia gained the ability to launch offensive operations, striking targets deep within Thai territory. The psychological impact of this newfound reach was significant, as Thai villages and military outposts suddenly found themselves within range of devastating rocket attacks. The presence of such formidable firepower served as a powerful deterrent, making both sides think twice before escalating any skirmish into a larger conflict. For Cambodian soldiers, the arrival of these weapons was a source of pride and confidence. No longer did they feel like underdogs. Instead, they felt empowered and ready to defend their nation's interests. The increased firepower led to a rapid escalation, transforming border clashes into a small-scale conventional war. Artillery duels became more frequent, and the stakes grew higher with each exchange. The Chinese supplied weapons not only changed tactics but also boosted morale, instilling a new fighting spirit and determination among Cambodian troops. As both sides mobilized and prepared for larger operations, the border region braced for a major test of these new capabilities. The potential for a wider conflict loomed over every military maneuver. With the risk of escalation growing, the need for a diplomatic solution became more urgent than ever. Military leaders and diplomats scrambled to find common ground before the situation spiraled out of control. The new military reality, shaped by advanced weaponry, pushed both sides toward the negotiating table. Diplomacy became the only viable path to prevent further bloodshed. Ultimately, the destructive potential of these weapons made peace not just desirable, but absolutely necessary for both nations. The resolution of this conflict is crucial, not only for Cambodia and Thailand, but for the stability and security of the entire Southeast Asian region. In February 2011, intense fighting revealed Cambodia's new strength. Cambodian forces responded with accurate rocket barrages. Thai commanders were surprised by the effectiveness of the counterattacks. The conflict escalated into a small-scale conventional war. The Chinese weapons closed the military gap between the two countries. The fighting caused casualties and displaced thousands. The new parity in firepower made a military solution unviable. The conflict's cost pushed both sides toward diplomacy. The weapons made peace more necessary. The brutal reality of the clashes led to renewed negotiations. The conflict's resolution is crucial for regional stability. The stage was set for a diplomatic solution. The fierce fighting led to international intervention. ASEAN pushed for a ceasefire and troop withdrawal. The ICJ reaffirmed Cambodia's ownership of the temple area. The ruling helped de-escalate the military confrontation. China's role in the conflict left a lasting impression. Beijing's secret arming of Cambodia altered the regional balance. The conflict solidified Cambodia's strategic pivot towards China. The relationship between Cambodia and Thailand remains marked by suspicion. The border is quieter, but nationalist sentiments persist. The experience deepened Cambodia's ties with China. The dragon's gift came with long-term strategic strings attached. The conflict's resolution is crucial for regional stability. The conflict highlighted China's growing influence in Southeast Asia. By arming Cambodia, China reshaped the regional power dynamic. ASEAN countries must navigate a more complex, strategic environment. China's actions have had a ripple effect across the region. The message is clear: aligning with China brings security benefits. This new dynamic challenges ASEAN's unity and effectiveness. The conflict is a microcosm of a larger global transformation. The shadow of the dragon looms over Southeast Asia. Countries must learn to navigate this new landscape. The conflict's resolution is crucial for regional stability.